Hey, my Taurus babies, how you doing? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I know y'all like, what the hell are you doing, lady? You ain't never here when you supposed to be here. Yeah, I know. Still partying like a rock star, and it seemed like as soon as we got through the summer, because me and my little group, we had a lot of stuff planned this summer, and we did a lot of stuff this summer. But man, there is no break. Keep the party going. Yeah, just like that. So, Thanksgiving weekend here in the States, got a chance to spend quite a bit of time with my godson. I was thankful for that. He's growing so fast. Little 3-year-old is just 2 days short of 40. Knows everything, sees everything, hears everything. But he's an awesome kid. I love him. I miss him now because I've been around him for the past week. At any rate, enough of me, and let's get on with the business of the day. This is going to be for Taurus. We're going to ride through this first week of December. Tomorrow is November 30th, so we're going to go with that. Tuesday, November 30th through Wednesday, December 8th. What I can tell you off the rip before we even get into the cards about the month of December, you are going to notice, if you haven't started noticing it already, you are going to notice a definitive shift in energy. Things are just going to change. And it depends on which side of the spectrum you happen to be on. I personally feel like for Taurus, things are going to get out of this shit we've been in this year, this moody back and forth, oh my God, what the hell type shit, and into some more stable energy and better energy. Things will be clearer, and these two are in the reverse, actually. You know, I don't usually read reversals, but they came up like that on the cut, so I left them that way. But they speak to what I'm saying. The feeling of being conflicted and defeated, gone. All that mental fog and confusion, gone. So you're going to notice this in December, and this is going to ride us right into the year of 2022. Next year, just trust me, y'all, by the time we get to July, y'all going to be like, you were right. Yeah, I know. I know I'm right, because I can see it and I can feel it. And more to the point that I can feel it. It just feels like we are getting ready to, it's almost like we're coming out of a little channel. Any of you that know anything about boating, you know, if you dock your boat, there's areas, once you come out of the main body of water, you get into smaller bodies of water, and when you get ready to dock, you got to slow your boat down, and you can't go over 2 miles an hour, some other shit, to keep the waves down. But it feels like we've been in this little docking area for the last 2 years, since almost, I want to say since a little before COVID hit, where Taurus has just been like, fuck. Fortunately for us, we're grinders, so most of us have survived it, even if it's just to say we're here now, although we may be mentally fucked up in some way, shape, or form from it. But the truth is we are here now, and we made it. And so now it's time to reap some of the rewards of what we've been through. So as I say all of this, the card that really popped out at me first on the cut with the little cards is this Two of Swords, the balance of passion. Just note that the other side of this is about lies and deceit. But we've got our back to all of that. So that tells me that many of you are making some transformative moves. You're moving away from people, places, and things that are getting the fuck on your nerves, and getting into better situations, even if it just means not being in a toxic relationship anymore. You're just moving away from that, and just by moving away from that, you're moving into better energy, and that's a good thing. Don't get hung up in your thoughts. Don't get all twisted with, well, I don't know, then maybe because your past is still right there. It ain't way back here somewhere. The last 2 years are still right here. And so for some of you, there may be some situations that try to creep up on now and try to insert themselves in now. But here's the thing: once Taurus is done with something, people think because we're so loyal and kind that we're gonna be forever loyal and kind. I dare say I pity the fool. Let me tell it like it is. Trying to roll up on a Taurus that is done. Because if you're cross-watching for whatever reason, if you fucked over a Taurus, did some more heinous shit, and Taurus put up with your shit for a long time, and now Taurus has decided Taurus is done, don't fuck with that bull. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Because you're going to get yourself in trouble and you're going to get hurt. When Taurus is done, Taurus is done. So, Taurus, for you, you know that energy. You know what I'm saying. So, for many of you, this is the case with jobs. It's the case with personal relationships, with family members, even close associates. And it's also the case romantically. There may have been someone from your past that was trying to hang on or hang in or hang out or what the hell ever. And for whatever reason, however it manifested itself in your experience, that person was toxic, took more than they gave, did more than they didn't do, that kind of bullshit. I feel like a lot of y'all are just done. And so moving out of that and moving away from that toxic energy, you automatically put yourself in a better situation because you don't have all of that to worry about. Take this first week in December to recognize that if it applies to you or how it applies to you. And then that takes me to the second card that I noticed, the Six of Cups, emotional renewal. And start working on what in your life needs to be renewed. You're going to come through all this bullshit. Some of you may have been affected by COVID, one way or the other. We all have, but I mean on a personal level. Others of you may have just been affected by the subsequent things that happened because of COVID, lost a job, whatever, however that is. Just reflect on that and start with some emotional renewal. Start trying to see the sunshine again and know that the worst is behind you. That this is sitting on top of the sun card is not lost on me, not one bit. Not one bit. Or the Four of Pentacles. Oh, fuck, well, just put it where it is. Temperance. Not lost on me at all. Any of that. Because that's what we're moving into. Getting more into balance, more in tune with ourselves. Now, this sounds eerily familiar to... Hey, you need to do self-care. You need to love yourself. No. Similar, but not the same. Doing things for yourself is just that. You're nurturing and taking care of yourself. But when we start talking about bringing balance back, especially the Temperance card, that requires my favorite, not favorite thing, strength. And to objectively look at your situation and go, okay, this is fucked up. I need to fix this. Not just self-care, but now we're going a step beyond self-care. Now we're self-identifying these areas that need to be reworked. For example, family relationships. It may be time for you to start looking at how you can reframe those situations, which brings me right here to this Nine of Wands, and that 9 being the completion. Looking at things and where you've overcome the difficulty. And now thinking about what action can you take to get you to that 10 where you're just in a completely different space about the whole situation. For some of you, that's probably going to be easier said than done. So I would definitely be taking this first week to look at things that are in your experience where you need emotional renewal. You need emotional recharging, if you will. So you can start navigating this next phase. It's not heavy like the last phase, but it's still going to require your attention to certain things about yourself. That where it is. Conflict and defeat, coming out of it. Coming out of it. And that is the primary card on this cut. Next to that, the love begins. And this is going to resonate on a whole lot of levels. It could be that some of you who are not romantically involved at this point with anybody and not trying to be, begin to recognize the fact that you are actually like yourself quite a bit. Because you look at what you've come through and go, oh shit, I'm a badass. Recognizing that you are that badass, that's where self-love starts. You start loving yourself for what you've been through. The mental conflict in reverse, if you will, that foggy shit that many of you have told me you've been going through for the past couple of years. You just can't get your mind clear. Nothing is coming to you. Creativity feels like it's blocked. Energy blocked. Coming out of that completely. Coming out of that completely. Coming out of that completely. Universe. Oh, they're too big. Just get these. And that patience card, that's a good card to come up because you need to be patient with yourself right here in this area. Any of you that have ever bought a new car, I don't do reversals, but I'm going to do them with this big deck this time because the messages that are coming forth are rather strong. So I'm going to actually leave them as they're coming up. Accelerated motion, what I tell you. Can't make this shit up. Transformation. Awareness. Triumph. Yep, too many. Heart chakra. Spiritual union. And the 9th card is hope. Get one more for the challenge, please. Actually, not this deck. Just deck for the challenge. Okay, so your challenge is communication for this next week. Seven of Swords on top of the universe. Two of Cups on top of the patience. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, we got two. Queen of Pentacles on the communication. The Two of Wands. On that heartache and loss reversed. Yeah, it feels like a lot of you have healed a lot of shit. And I think some of you don't even realize you healed it. But things that were bothering you probably at the beginning of the year are not bothering you now. So yeah, there's the Six of Swords. Move it out of the choppy into the calmer. Can't make it up. I'm telling you. Three of Cups on top of accelerated motion. Lover's card on top of transformation. Queen of Wands on top of awareness. And both of them are about awareness. I got it written on the Queen of Wands. There you go. Strength card on top of the Triumph. New energy on that Strength card. 7 of Cups on top of the Heart Chakra. Queen of Cups on top of Spiritual Union. Somebody falling in love. Wait a minute. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have just, I think for a lot of you, situations just ran their course. And you just were done with it. And then the 3 of Swords on top of the Hope card. And that's all to the good. This is all to the good. So looking at the overall energy, the 7 of Swords on top of the Universe and the 2 of Cups on top of the Patience for the back end. It's old energy mixed up with new energy. That's the best way that I know how to put it. If you don't feel it now on the front end, the universe, you know what the world card is. Universe is the same thing. Just think a little bigger. This is the next chapter. Like it or not, we're here. That 7 of Swords is really about clearing any of the negative, deceitful, hateful, painful shit out of your experience. And just throwing it out to the universe and getting it off of you. That's really what it's about. And if you're not feeling this way just yet, hold on. The back end with the 2 of Cups on the Patience, just that, be patient. Everything that you're trying to attain or obtain, it's there. But you just need to be patient, and you need to be patient with yourself as you go through this transformative process. Transformation card is on the board, so you know if it's on the board, it's in play everywhere. Just be patient with yourself. And again, I'm not really talking about self-care and all of that spa bubble bath shit, but identifying those areas that you can actually take some action on. So if you are not in a romantic situation and you want to be, taking action, getting your hair cut or curled or weaved or braided or whatever you do. Whatever it is, it's going to make you feel beautiful. Now, be mindful. I'm not real sure, but I know Venus is getting ready to go retrograde. Google that shit. When Venus goes retrograde, don't do no strange shit on the beauty front. Don't start painting your nails pink and purple and blue, because it's not going to look right. Now, once Venus goes direct again, and I'm not sure when that's going to be exactly, Google that though. Paint them orange and black. Don't matter. It'll look wonderful. But if you do anything major in your appearance while Venus is retrograde, it never bodes well. It always ends up being a hot fucking mess, and you always end up regretting whatever it is that you've done. And usually whatever you've done is drastic, and it's going to take a minute to get it back to where it was. Just saying. So just be mindful of that. But those things that you are comfortable with doing and getting yourself back out there, I'm just using this as an example. Start doing that. Start doing that. And so this is where the heartache and loss in reverse and the planning. A lot of y'all done got over some shit. Now it's time to start looking out there. Those of you now I'm specifically speaking to people romantically. Now it's time to start getting out there and going, okay, I'm ready. What's out there? With the 6 of Swords on top of the Prosperity Begins, you're moving out of this fucktard mess we're in, and you're moving into just what I said, calmer water. And this will get more progressive because this accelerated motion is on the board as you get closer to the end of the year. That 6 of Swords is on the Prosperity Begins as you move out of that chop and into the calm. Now your creative stuff starts coming back to you. Like, where the fuck have you been? I needed this 6 months ago. That kind of shit. And that is where prosperity will begin to start. Oh, I didn't know you made pot holders. I need 10 of those for Christmas. That kind of shit. I didn't know you made sweet potato pies. I'll take 10 of those. That kind of shit. People may even ask you to do things that you're not doing. So as an example, somebody may say, hey, can you come tutor my kid? I heard you're really good at math. Something that'll catch you just completely off guard. But the money and the prosperity is there. So you're going to have to look for, I don't want to say look for, keep your heart, your eyes, your ears, your mind open. When somebody says something like that to you, your first reaction, but I don't tutor math. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Now you do. And money is right. Money is right. This next week for sure, money is certainly right. Now, it might not be very obvious right away. It might take you to Thursday or Friday to see it, but money is right. The accelerated motion with the 3 of Cups, it's the first time I actually say what I've written on this card actually fucking makes sense. Triumph, healing. Say it grammatically correct. Being triumphant from healing. Being grateful. And that gratitude is going to put you into an accelerated space where things are going to begin happening. Just right back to this prosperity begins. Things are just going to start happening. You'll be like, the fuck? This shit is shit I needed at the beginning of the damn year after I ran through my stimulus check. Now it's here. But it's that much sweeter because now it's here. And maybe you had to struggle through this year like many of us did, me included. Now things will start coming to you. And it's that much sweeter because you know you can make it without it. You've made it without it. Now you're just getting it. And it's just coming. It's just coming to you. That's a good thing. With the Lover's card on top of the transformation, you can take the literal or you can take the figurative. Any relationship or a love relationship going through a transformation. So if you're married or paired up already, because you're changing, the relationship is going to change. Now buckle up, because for some of you that may start causing some problems because you're growing. Maybe your partner is not growing. Not everybody's going to fall into that category, but be mindful of that. And you're going to have to, at some point in your near future, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Should I stay or should I go? Because you're going to realize the person that you're with, they may not have gone through the intensity of change that you've gone through this year. So just kind of keep that up there. Others of you, your relationship it will hold, but it will go through some changes. So there could be babies coming, empty nesters, get ready, your kids could be gone. That's a change. And a lot of people don't handle that change well. I don't feel like many of you are going to struggle in that area, but some of you may. You know, the kids are gone. You're used to having 3 or 4 underfoot. You know, Mom, I need the car keys. Oh, we can't find my shoes. Yeah, and then now it's quiet. So that may take, again, that patience up here. That may take some adjusting. I don't feel like many of you are going to suffer greatly behind whatever changes, even those of you that fall into that small cross-section of maybe terminating a romantic relationship. I don't feel like it's going to be the worst thing in the world for you. Because if you've outgrown the situation, it'll be far more painful to stay there in it than to leave it. So put that there. With the Queen of Wands on top of the awareness, both of these cards, I wrote it on one, they wrote it on the other. Awareness. Becoming aware of what you've gone through, the actions that you've taken or didn't take, and how they've landed you kind of right where you are. Again, they got that kind of nostalgic, reflective tone to it, kind of looking back and going, I really did make it. But also making you aware of your current situation. and how it's changed, and what action you may need to take because of those changes. With the Strength card on top of the Triumph, once again, triumph and healing. Same energy. But here we were, our concern, not worry, but our concern should be the balance. Don't get your panties all in a punch. That part. Don't get your panties all in a bunch. Yes, you've gone through it. You've come through it. Make note of it. Celebrate it. But don't get arrogant. Don't get arrogant. And sometimes that takes strength. Sometimes that takes strength to pull and rein in that excess and bringing it back into balance. For some of you, there's new energy coming into your experience. And this is long-term, full-time type situation. So those of you maybe that have been seeking love, that Strength card and that Triumph are speaking to that. Make sure that things are in balance. From your perspective, more than anything, make sure things feel like they're in balance. And don't move too fast. That would be the word there. Don't move too fast. Start fucking around the line and got your hand in the line's mouth, and you start piddling around and moving too fast, dude get ready to snap down on your arm. That part. Don't move too fast. Take things kind of in the flow mode. With the 7 of Cups on top of the heart chakra, and if we're just going by days as we get towards the very end of this week into the beginning of next week, so looking at Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that energy of someone coming back, and they may have hope that your heart chakra is still open to them. For a lot of you, I really don't feel like it. I feel like this is going to be that instance where they're getting ready to piss off the bull, and then you going to rip them a new asshole. That's how I feel about it. That's just where it's at. Because for some of you, this may be a person that you've given a lot of extensive time and energy to, and they still fucking up. This could be someone in your family, too. You keep giving, and they keep fucking up, and you're just done. Because you're tired of going through that cycle, that endless cycle of just repetitive everything, back and forth all the time. That energy is there. I can't tell you not to run through the China shop, because I think in a lot of instances you probably need to go ahead and do just that. You need to lose your bull mind and let whomever it is know you're done. If they didn't get the memo, if they wasn't picking up what you were putting down, whatever, you need to go off on their ass and pull your horns out and do some jabs, do whatever. Knock yourself the hell out. And make sure this person understands. Here's where the communication card comes in. Should they understand exactly who you are, dear bull. You see Mother Earth sitting there. That ain't nobody but us. Make sure they know who you are and that you are not to be played with. And that may be a message that needs to resonate with a few people in your experience. They need to know you're not the one to fuck with. Game time over. With the Queen of Cups on top of the spiritual union, some doors are going to open for some of you that are looking for love. Take your time. Definitely some connections there on more than one level. So for many of you, the next new situation you get into, it's not going to be just about the sex. So if you've been encountering people that all they want to do is hop in the bed, male or female, doesn't matter. As soon as you meet them, all they want to do is fuck. That part. This is not that kind of energy. So use that as a guide. Anybody coming towards you and all they're interested in is getting you in the bed, that's probably not the person. But there will be, for quite a few of you, love, connection, but it's going to be on a lot of different levels. So look out for that. At the end of all of this, with the 3 of Swords on top of the Hope, putting a lot of the painful shit at a distance. And the further you get into the future, the further away you're getting from all the bullshit. The Hope card, I don't like hope. I like faith. but we'll deal with hope today. As you're moving past painful situations, that level of hope you have, you know what that feels like. Finally have healed through a situation or a situationship, if you will. And this could even be with family. And now you're beginning to get to that point where you can just see the horizon and all the bullshit is behind you. That's a good feeling. And that is how you will end up the middle of next week. Again, your challenge, keep your lines of communication open, but communicate for sure. And you may have to run your ass through 2 or 3 China shops this week. Don't feel bad about it. Please don't. And let people know. Get educated on their ass quick and let them know you are not to be fucked with. And it's their damn loss if they thought that's what the hell they were doing. And game over. Thank you so much for playing. Goodbye. And there are no parting gifts. None of that shit. If that energy for you is at a professional level, don't go to jail. Don't do no stupid shit. But let people know how shitty they treated you. See, people can't get on you. You can't get in trouble for, explaining to folks how they treated you and how shitty they were in treating you. Are they ghosting you? I don't know who that's for, but there's your message. Are they ghosting you? Keep it simple. Talk about commitment. Are they ghosting you? The message there for some of you, you may be coming back to this spiritual union card and the Queen of Cups. If it feels like if this turns out to be one of those situations that is just about sex, where somebody's trying to come in under the guise of a spiritual union or at a deeper level, where really all they're interested in is the sex. Once they realize that's not what you're going for, then this is where that question will come in. Are they ghosting you? Because that's what's going to happen. Because whoever this is, or whatever group it is, however you need to put it, however it resonates, they're not going to like the fact that you're calling them on it. So the question there would be, when they're not answering or not calling all of a sudden, are they ghosting you? The answer there is probably, yeah, they are. Don't go overboard. Just what we were saying about the strength card down here. Celebrate your triumphs and your achievements from the past 24 months. Do that. But don't go overboard and don't get cocky, because that ain't going to be cute if you got your arm in the lion's mouth and you done got become a smart ass all of a sudden and think you going to do something stupid while you got your hand in this one. Yeah, not a good look. The energy there, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. Keep things in moderation. Talk about commitment. If you digging somebody and they digging you the same way you digging them, you shouldn't be afraid to have this conversation. Talk about commitment. My bull babies, I love ya. I hope y'all have a good weekend. And I know it's a hard week for a lot of you, because last week was a short week, so now you got to pay your dues for not being at work. Be patient, dear bull, and be patient with yourself. All is well. Everything is going to get better. Love y'all. Bye.